Hello guys, I think we are live. Yep, stream health is strong. And Chris here from the Vegan Zombie. What's going on? How's everyone doing today? We are going to do a few unboxings, and like we do every month when we go live. We have the Vegan Cuts box here, and I also have a couple other boxes. And then we're going to do a live hangout. I'll answer your guys' questions and ask away. So, how's everyone doing? Hope you guys can hear me okay. Trying to get these lights set up. They're not really, I don't know. I'm really not happy with the way it looks. It looks all blown out, but the lights are almost as dim as I can make them. So, I've been messing around with that for about over a half an hour now. So, I decided let's get on here, let's be live, and see what's going on with everyone. So, so I have 3 other boxes here, which we'll get to the Vegan Cuts box after that. So I'm going to go ahead and open. And these are 2 boxes that I completely forgot to open in my last unboxing video, which normally I would do that. But one of them was in the trunk of my car, and the other one was in my refrigerator. Completely forgot about it. So let's do the perishable one first, the refrigerator. See what's inside there. Actually, I think I know it's perishable. I don't know exactly what's inside, but I do know the company that sent it. So let's get inside that, show you guys what's there, talk about it for a second, get it back in the refrigerator. Okay. By the way, how's everyone doing? It's finally warm here where I live in the tundras of Syracuse, New York. We have Good Planet here. A lot of you guys have probably already heard of Good Planet because I talk about them all the time. It's a vegan cheese company, and I'm excited to see what exactly is inside here. Cesar? Is he in here? Yes, Edwin, I do look like a white version of me. It's all blown out, and I don't. You know, it's weird because if I put this up here, it kind of darkens a little bit. But it doesn't. It's not an accurate representation of me and the colors in here. So we've got some vegan cheeses in here. Has anybody had Good Planet yet? Let's see. Let's try to get. So there is their cheddar shreds. I've done several videos on these guys in the past few months now, and their cheeses is really, really good. So if you find them, try them out. We have Good Planet mozzarella, dairy free, obviously, and we got the smoked mozzarella. Looks like I'll be making some pizzas or something here. Let's see. Ingredients are filtered water, refined coconut oil, food starch, modified potato and tapioca, potato starch, sea salt, calcium citrate, smoked mozzarella flavor for the smoked one, vegan sources, obviously, sorbic acid for preservative, citric acid. So they're free from the common allergens, and I know that Price Chopper now has them because I just did a video there at Price Chopper. Grizel says, hi from Puerto Rico. Hey from Syracuse. Oh, we got another Parmesan. All right. And then the rest of them are slices. So we got the garlic herb. This is making my stomach growl, by the way. American. Singles. If you want to make a sandwich or something. Be Here Meow says ordered hoodie and a couple of shirts. Can't wait till they come in. I may have just sent those out about an hour ago. When it says my order is complete, does it mean you've shipped it? Yes, I shipped those today. We got the cheddar. Smoked prove. Of course, we got the prove. And then tomato basil. So, these need to go in the refrigerator now. So I'm just going to put them here on the floor, and hopefully Indy will take them to the refrigerator. Good planning. All right, the next thing we have here, it's a cube. Small little box there. We're going to open that. Hope no zombies get us, seriously. It's warming up. They're all unthawed from the frigid tundras. Hello from Colorado Springs. Hey, Vegan Brian. Nope, Vegan Brain. Alright, so I got a Luma Cube in my last unboxing video, and it's basically a nice soft light for your phone, your computer, your tablet. And these are some accessories for it, so I can attach it to my phone and also my DSLR camcorder. So that's some behind the scenes stuff, you know, making videos, stuff like that. Luma Cube. And then the last box before we get into vegan cuts for the months of April is, well, I don't know. We're going to find out. Let's get into there. All right. We're going to try not to cut ourselves. It's really taped shut. There we go. I'm going to be doing another live in Thursday with John, and we're going to be talking about some things. All right, so this is ToFit Vanilla Crunch. It looks like probably protein bars or something like that. ToFit. 5 grams net carbs, total carb, fiber. I don't know. Vanilla Crunch. I like vanilla. I also like chocolate. And then the next one is peanut butter chocolate. All right, so I'm not really sure what these are. Oh, it's a protein bar. It's a protein bar. Yeah, 2 grams of sugar, gluten-free, plant-based, ToFit protein bars. So there we go. ToFit protein bars. See? Look at that. Look at the lighting in the background. Now that's how it should be. I pull it up and it just, yeah. And I can't fix the exposure. It's just, I don't know. Anyway, we are now on to our Vegan Cuts box. Vegan Cuts, if you're just joining us, is a subscription box with a bunch of vegan. This is a snack box. They have different boxes, but the snack box consists of different vegan snacks you get each month. And why is that a good thing? Well, because you can find some new products. I found countless new vegan products over the years through the Vegan Cuts box. And that way you can find out maybe what is your new favorite snacks or something like that. Vegan Cuts snack box. And then it comes with the card which tells everything inside it, where you can find them on social media. I'll put that over on the side and we will start looking what's in here on our own. Oh, grounded snacks. Now I first heard of these guys at the Albany VegFests last year. They got some really good snacks there. Garlic and herb. Organic snack. Now we have the Rind Tropical Blend. Keep it real. Eat the peel. What? All right, I'll try it out. Eat the peel. Here's what the back looks like. Probably can't see that too good where you guys are. But it is bittersweet orange, pineapple, and tangy kiwi. Yeah. All right. And I've seen these guys. I've got these guys before. These are Bean Smash. So you just add hot water and you got yourself a cup of beans for, I don't know, tacos, salsa, chips. Not for salsa, but nachos, something like that. And this is, what flavor is it? Green chili pinto bean. Bob's Red Mill. I like oatmeal. I like Bob's oatmeal. Organic oatmeal classic. Just add water. Bam. You got yourself some oatmeal. Orgain Kids Bar. Chocolate brownie. Chocolate brownie bar. Guys, I'm trying to eat healthy. Here I am over here. My stomach's growling. Chocolate brownie bar right there. I have not had that before. And then we have the Soulful Project, which every time you buy one of these, they feed homeless person. They give a meal. Hearty grains and seeds, multigrain, rolled oats, red quinoa, chia, and flax. So, Soulful Project. You buy one, we give one. Pretty cool. We have the coconut plantain flour ginger molasses cookies. The name of the Real Coconut is the name of the company, I believe. They are gluten-free, grain-free, and dairy-free, and vegan. Everything in the Vegan Cuts box obviously is vegan. They do the research for, what is this? Does that say tickle water or tiki water? I don't know. Either way, it's hard to see with the little glare there. Anyway, it's watermelon sparkling water. Yeah. So, and I guess it sets like this. Everyone needs one of those. Lemon protein bar, soft and tasty. Do you guys hear Indy over there? That was Indy. Protein bar, soft and tasty. Is that the? Oh, good. Good Snacks. That must be the company. Still got a few more things. Oh, the Nutso. So this, I haven't had this because it's pretty pricey in the store, but I want to try it now. It's made up of all kinds of, we got cashew, almond, chocolate, Brazil nuts, flaxseed, chia seeds, hazelnuts, pumpkin, and Celtic sea salt. So now I can taste it without spending $20 on a little. No, it's not that much, but it's pretty expensive. Growing Roots, organic coconut and seed bites. Bam. Why does everything have to have coconut in it? I don't really like coconut. Healthy Truth, Silin or Cinnamon Crunch. You guys read that, pronounce that. Is it Ceylon? Raw coconut, dates, vanilla, sprouted sunflower seeds. Raw and gluten-free and vegan. Honestly, I just look for that the vegan mark. This is Iron Vegan Gummies. We got Vitamin Friends, iron. There's your iron gummy. It's like my Iron Giant, but your iron gummy. And then the last thing is Tatsu tea. Tatsu tea? It's a little sample of tea. So we made it through our April Vegan Cuts pretty fast. That's what's inside. You can check it out. I have a link below if you want to look at the different boxes they have at Vegan Cuts. I know they have a beauty box and some other ones, but that's it. Any questions on that or any questions in general while we're here? I'll answer questions while they come, and then just John. Say Ion. In what building? Send some of your snacks. Where are we sending them? Homemade Mama says the gummy iron ones are good. All right, they look good. Maybe I should have my iron gummies right now. How many are you supposed to eat? The whole pack? I don't know. 4 pectin gummies. So these are good. Yeah, I believe that all of these sell in some stores. I don't know what stores, but different stores have these. And I guess, so the companies all give their product to Vegan Cuts and they little sample packs. Vegan Cut puts as many samples as they can in a box and they send it out to you once a month. So you're going to get new vegan products that... So in this one, I saw a whole bunch of them that I've never heard of before. Yeah. And I do have this still laying here, the Vago bar. Best chocolate. If you guys are looking for some... This has nothing to do with the Vegan Cuts box, by the way. It's just sitting in front of me, looking at me, saying, hey, Chris, when are you going to open me? This is a whole hazelnut chocolate bar. This is my favorite chocolate in the world. It's a vegan milk chocolatey, thick chocolate bar with roasted hazelnuts in it. They also make like a Nutella spread too. The only problem is it's made in Germany and you can't really find it at any stores here in the United States. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it at Vegan Essentials when they're not sold out. But if you're looking for a good chocolate, there you go. Hi from Mexico, says Pamela. Hi, Pamela. Ceylon is how you pronounce. Thank you. So I'm over here saying say Ion or Lon, but it's Ceylon. Okay, cool. Thank you. What kind of vegan cheese do I recommend? There's a lot of vegan cheeses nowadays that are really good. The ones that I just opened, the Good Planet cheese is great. Put those slices on some sandwiches or whatever. When I make pizza, I really love Miyoko's mozzarella. But there's a lot of good cheeses out there now. Chow has good cheeses. Vile Life is really, really good. One of my favorites. What is one of my favorite healthy lunches that's homemade and easy to make? I really like the bibimbap. I have a whole video for that. Bibimbap is a really healthy dish, one of my favorites. You can check that out on my channel. Pretty easy to make. Vago is not a protein bar. Vago is a chocolate bar. So... Glory Clover says, thank you, I really enjoy your videos. Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoy the videos. Marmaduke over there in Europe says the Vego spread is ridiculously tasty. I don't doubt it. I wish I had some. I have never had it. Tim has a good question. Don't hate on me. You know what? Maybe I'll do a video on that. Don't hate on me, but I really don't know why honey is not vegan. Can you tell me? All right. So the easiest way to break this down is if it's made from an animal, it's not vegan. If it's made from plants, it's vegan. So honey is made from an animal. A bee is an animal, and a bee makes honey. And it has a second stomach, which it regurgitates. So essentially, honey is bee vomit. So honey is the food for the bees. And when the bees don't have their honey, because beekeepers usually take their honey and give them a watered down sugar or a high fructose corn syrup, which they can eat, but it doesn't, they're more prone to diseases, infections, and stuff like that when they're not eating their honey. So that would probably be the most basic. Also, when certain, bee farmers and stuff, every time they collect the honey, there's going to be a certain amount of casualties, stuff like that, and keeping the queen and stuff like that, forcing impregnation for younger queen bees so they don't leave the hive and migrate elsewhere is something that they do. So all in all, I mean, there's alternatives. We don't need honey. So no, it comes from an animal, so it's not vegan. K-Jazz made the egg trick muffin for breakfast. So good. Yes. Egg trick muffin. I was actually going to try to get that yesterday when I was out and about with my buddy, but it was too late. They stopped making them a certain time in the day. Okay, so Chris says that chocolate bar looks good. What's the name of the spread from the expo that one of the TSA agents confiscated from Craig, Noeg Craig? It's like a walnut butter, but it's called Walnut Farms, I believe. And I think he had the original one, but I have the caramel one. Cody just said that Miyoko's spicy cheese spread is fantastic. Yes, all of her cheeses are really, really good. Vegan Brain says, I'm glad still a vegan. Seems like everybody else is becoming ex-vegan. Yeah, I guess that's what it could seem like because a lot of the YouTubers are becoming ex-vegan. It seems like that. But I assure you there's a lot more people becoming vegan than not being vegan. It's just the perception of what we see online. But more and more people are going vegan every day outside of that. So, yeah, they're just... As far as I'm concerned, it's awful. Yeah, I never considered them. If they're not vegan anymore, they likely were never vegan in the first place. And the harm that they're causing, especially being an influencer and influencing, potentially hundreds or thousands of people, is just ridiculous. And some of these arguments they're coming up with is just also ridiculous. And the biggest one is like saying that you can't be a long-term vegan, and seeing some of these videos that they're making is just mind-boggling, really. I'm perfect proof that you can be a long-term vegan. I know that some of those ex-vegan YouTubers are saying things like you can't, a lot of these people that are vegan now were not vegan for most of their life, so they have a lot of the nutrients stored up in their system, and that's the only reason why. But as time goes on, they're going to, their health is going to deteriorate. Well, I'll tell you right now that I stopped eating meat 29 years ago, so I don't have anything built up. I've been vegan longer in my life than I haven't been vegan. So, and I went vegan 25 years ago, so I don't think I have anything built up in my system that was left over from when I ate meat as a child. So here I am, perfectly healthy. Nobody can argue that, and vegan for a long time and never had any problems. And I don't, a lot of the time I don't really spend too much time trying to figure out what I'm going to eat. As long as it's vegan, I eat. There's so many things to eat in the vegan spectrum. So not hard, definitely doable. And I'm telling you from experience that there's no problem being a long-term vegan. Never had any health issues related to diet. So how's the movie coming along? As good as we can in the time frame right now. Just we're still plugging away at it, and we're still planning on filming in September. So there's really no updates right now. It's kind of just the same stuff that I've already spoken to. So trying to get some artwork through some concept artists and stuff like that. Any updates on Impossible? Yeah, I just stopped talking about it. They're not budging. I had another phone call with one of the head guys, and the phone call I thought went really well when we were on the phone. And they did, however, on that phone call, which I didn't record, they did apologize and admit that they did lie to me and it was unacceptable. But that wasn't enough. That's not cool. You can't just apologize to me. You need to apologize to the public. And I'd really love for the public to hear that. Anyway, like just a week ago, they went back and they're tweeting the same things that they were tweeting in the first place, basically saying that we did no wrong and we didn't intentionally lie to anybody. Well, that's BS. They intentionally lied to me, and there's no getting around that. And the fact that they're going back on what they said to me, it just, I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say about it, but I'm not going to go to war with like a company that's doing a lot of good, but it's just, I don't know. It's not cool that you're going to lie about something like that, and then instead of like admitting what you did wrong, you're going to continue to lie about it. Come on. We have a whole video of it. And I found some other video too. I found another video clip that I listened to really carefully where, it just proves my point that day when that happened. There wasn't, for a minute, did I expect that to have any kind of non-dairy element in it. So, yeah. So that's really the only update I can give you there. How to boost immunity naturally. Eat healthy. Make sure you eat in a healthy diet. Fresh turmeric, ginger. These are some like really good things that boost your immunity. Sometimes I'll just take that ginger root, like a fresh ginger root and turmeric, and I'll juice it. I'll make a little juice shot, like maybe with a carrot or a cucumber, and just, drink that. If I start to feel like I'm starting to get sick, I don't normally get sick. Like it's very, very rare that I do get sick. But if I start to feel it coming on, I might do that. I might go to the store and buy some fresh ginger root and turmeric. Those are some really good ones to have for immunity. Robin, I've never heard of the Tojin, the Russian candy bar. No, that doesn't sound good at all. Ariel says, you're one of the only male vegans who I know who has stuck with it for so long. I couldn't think of any other way of life. Every day I wake up and I try to think, oh, what am I going to have for breakfast? What am I going to have for dinner? But it's never, I don't consider animal products to be food. So it's simple as that. What are some good omega foods? Walnuts. I have like a little handful of walnuts every day. Flax. Put flax in your smoothie. Dr. Greger suggests 2 tablespoons per day, which is totally doable. Flax seeds. Make sure they're ground up flax seeds. Ground them, either buy them ground or ground them yourself through like a coffee grinder or a blender or something like that. And they're pretty cheap. I also have a link to some vitamins. It's not, you don't have to take vitamins, but Herbaland has some really good vegan gummies that I recommend if you guys are looking for that. They have a really good B12 and D3, which is all in one vitamin, which that's pretty cool. And then they have an omega one that I have as well. But I just want you guys to know I went around 24 years without taking any kind of vitamins, and I was good. I was good in everything except for vitamin D, which a lot of people, vegan or not, are deficient in vitamin D, especially in the area that I live in. So I started taking some vitamins to see if it's going to do anything differently. And, it really can't help take certain vitamins. It really can't hurt to, if you take too much, you'll just, pee it out. So those would be like B12, water soluble vitamins. Do you have any advice, Francie says, for a vegan who found out they are pre-diabetic? I would look into the Esselstyn diet, and I did do that for a while last year, so you can check out my videos there. You can also check out Dr. Esselstyn and try that out. and it's a diet known to help diabetes and reverse diabetes, and as long as you eat right. Bo says, love Vegan Zombie, gotta be productive now. Peace out. Peace out, Bo. Bo knows. Brain says, do you guys think that this YouTube X vegans are being paid off? I'll tell you what, it definitely crossed my mind. Why would all of these big time YouTubers all be doing the same thing? Saying that, usually all of them are mostly doing it for the same reason. They think it's for their health, and that they think that that eggs and fish are magically going to cure them. And that seems very fishy to me. It's possible that they're being paid off, yeah. That's a possibility. I don't know why so many people are all selling out veganism at the same time for the same reasons. They all seem to have a few things in common, all on restrictive diets within the vegan diet, raw vegan, stuff like that, and going on extended water fast without eating, stuff like that. So I don't know. Glory Clover says, yeah, I got myself checked. Really low in vitamin D as well. So it wouldn't hurt to have a vitamin D and see if that helps any. I always would drink fortified vegan milks and stuff. They usually had B12, vitamin D, calcium, and all that stuff in it. So that's most likely why I haven't had deficiencies over those years. A lot of, if you're just only a raw vegan and stuff, you can, and you're not getting any kind of certain, like your B12s and vitamin Ds and stuff another way, then it could be dangerous. But you don't need to, there's all kinds of things within a plant-based diet that you can eat that will give you what you need. You don't need to resort to animal products. Sarah says, vegan omega supplements aren't cheap. I hate nuts and seeds, so I try to find one. Decided just to deal with flaxseed. Well, you can't really, like, if you put a handful of walnuts in a smoothie and blend it up, you can't really taste it. So that would be a way to get those omegas. Also, walnuts are good for lowering cholesterol too. So I've really been eating walnuts. Not like a ton of them, but like a handful here and there. What toothpaste do I recommend? I have a couple of them actually. Magic Mud is a good one, and Schmidt's have some good toothpaste, and same with Tom's. What recipe would I recommend to feed an Omni? I would go with some kind of comfort food so they could see that it does indeed taste good. Like a lot of times I go to my vegan mac and cheese and I bring that to a party, and that's usually a crowd pleaser. A lot of people eat that up before they even find out it's vegan. Pizza rolls, pizzas are always really good. I can whip up a pizza and people usually love that. But mac and cheese is a good one that I would say make for some Omnis out there. Would I suggest a vegan magazine? Veg News is always a good one. Be Here Meow says, I'm trying to have my Omni boyfriend try more vegan meals. Well, we started out our channel by veganizing all of those comfort foods that people say they can't do without. So our cookbook would be great for that. They're also on our YouTube channel. And there's a ton of different food channels out there that you can just grab a recipe or two and try it out. Chris says, do you think there is any reason why people seem to go with raw vegan? Is there supposed to be a benefit with raw that you've heard of? I feel like the raw part would be really restrictive. It is really restrictive. I did it for about 3 months, 100%, and then the rest of that year, probably like 80 to 90%. When I did it, I wanted to lose weight. I was already vegan, obviously. I did it about 6 or 7 years ago, and I lost probably 20 pounds, and yeah, I was already eating pretty healthy, so yeah, I feel like it's a good thing to do in increments. Like if you want to go raw vegan for like maybe a month or something, that could be beneficial if you're trying to feel a lot healthier. I mean, there's definitely a difference between eating raw vegan and eating a bunch of deep fried foods. At least I feel it. I can completely feel it. So I try to balance my meals out though. Like if I'm going to eat comfort food or junk food or processed foods one day, I might eat really healthy for the next 4 or 5 days, and then, kind of balance it out that way. And that way it doesn't, because it is restrictive. The one thing that I will say when I was raw vegan was I had this mentality where I didn't like how I was feeling, like meaning I felt like I was being so restrictive, and I'm like, I can't have that. Everybody's eating this, but I'm not even going to try it. And because I'm raw vegan right now, knowing that I can't eat that. But I can eat that because it's still vegan. See, the thing is, there's so many things in the realm of vegan that you can, if you're craving something, you don't have to resort to animal products, because you can make foods that replicate that and taste so close to what you're thinking and satiate you, fill you up, and make you feel happy afterwards. You don't need to go back to eating animal products. But when you're going with a strict raw vegan diet, that's when it can kind of get, tricky. And I felt like my mind was like, I had a struggle in my mind. Like I just ate all this and I'm still like craving stuff. Like, what do I do? No, I'll just pretend I'm not hungry anymore. At least for me, and a lot of people feel the same way. There are people that do well on a raw vegan diet. I have a few friends that have been raw vegan for over 20 years. But for me, I don't feel like, being a non-raw vegan, just being a vegan for 25 years, I don't feel like there's even an argument that they could have over me for being healthier than me, because I'm completely healthy. So it's all balance. So I found a balance, at least with myself. Like I know what I can have. Like if I were to eat this Vago bar right now, and I would probably say, okay, I just had my junk food for the day, for the week, and then I would try to eat a lot healthier for the rest of the week. And also I work out every day too. So it depends what your goal is. Like, what are you trying to do? Like, if you're happy with where you are, then you're happy. It's your body. You can do what you want. But if you're trying to get, I want to be like physically fit. I want to have like the healthiest body I can while I'm here living. So I try to be as healthy as I can. So, but I also want to enjoy the pleasures of different foods. So I found that balance. It took me going raw vegan and getting to my goal of where I wanted to be, and the amount of exercise that I do, to figure out how I wanted to, or how I could eat. I would start eat. Okay, so now I'm going to incorporate some other things in my diet. Like maybe I'll incorporate some processed foods or some comfort foods or something like that, and see how I feel there, and see how, everything goes, how I look and everything. And then I will find the balance there. So I pretty much found that. So I'm not going to beat myself up over going out to dinner and getting something that isn't, optimal health, healthy. So Calico says, have you ever thought about starting a vegan company, like a vegan meat or cheese? Yes, I have. Actually, when I first went vegan 25 years ago, I wanted to open up a vegan restaurant. But over the years, yeah, I have a few ideas of what I'd like to do at some point. But right now, I'm working on other things. I'm working on the channel, and I'm also working on the film that I'm doing. So hopefully after that, I'll be able to eventually do something like that. Maybe a restaurant someday. Maybe some products, something that hopefully you guys would like. You guys see Indy? He's right behind me. What are we asking about fluoride for toothpaste and mouthwash? So the conclusion that I came to that, and I actually talked to a vegan dentist that actually confirmed this. So I don't see anything wrong with having fluoride in your toothpaste because toothpaste isn't something that you swallow. Don't ingest it. Fluoride in water, on the other hand, is for me a no-no. I would not. That's why I don't drink tap water. But I also don't swallow my toothpaste. I spit it out. I brush my teeth and spit it out. So as far as I know, toothpaste is beneficial to your enamel on your teeth. Just don't ingest it. Don't swallow it. I should teach him to attack zombies with a cardboard cutout. Yeah. He's probably too lazy right now to do that. There is a zombie behind me, and he hasn't moved in like a month. But I also got Andy the pup right here, so we're all good. Yeah, Andy the pup. All right, what else do we have here? Probably missed a few comments. If I did, just keep going. Just keep asking. What mac and cheese recipe do I use? Pretty similar to what I have in my cookbook. But I usually just make it up as I go. I usually use the base of the recipe in my cookbook, and then I'll kind of interpret it as I go. Like, oh, I want some of this in it, some of that in it, and it always comes out delicious. So that's usually how I cook. I don't usually stick to any recipes. I just kind of cook how I feel like cooking at the moment. Am I going to speak at any VegFest, preferably New England? I don't think I'm going to be speaking at New England. The last VegFest I spoke at was Montreal. I don't have any plans to speak at any, but I've done it in the past and I would do it again. Do I have a favorite vegan dessert that I share at gatherings? Yes, we have a really good recipe for brownies that I came up with. It's also in the cookbook. And when I did my tour in Germany for the cookbook, I made the brownies at every place we stopped. So other people can also verify that it's a good recipe. Brownies. You don't want them to be too fudgy or too cakey. They got to be right in between. All right. What's the name of my book? It's called Cook and Survive, and I'm out of hard copies, but I do have an ebook, and you can find it on my webpage. Michael and Crystal Tucker want to know how old my pup is. He is a little over 8 years old now. Do you get Ultra Dex in the USA? Oh, I haven't heard of that. No, I'll have to check that out. I have a couple different vegan dental floss though. One by Radius, which I've been using for about a year or so. Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but a lot of dental floss is not vegan. And then the new one is by Magic Mud. So Any vegan hair care product recommendations? I probably should use something, right? I don't really use anything for hair care. Yeah. Argan oil is good to put on in your hair, from what I know. I don't always do it though. Pink Moon, thank you so much for the donation. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Appreciate it. And there's nothing wrong with fudgy brownies. I just wanted to make I wanted to make a brownie. There's fudge, there's brownies, and then there's cake. A lot of times when people try to make brownies, they end up making what essentially cake. Great hair, Chris. Thank you. Produce says, can straight edge also mean modesty? I guess I would be referring to someone's clothes, how they dress. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter how they dress, right? As long as they are straight edge. I don't think I dress like a lot of old school straight edge hardcore kids. I have kind of got my own style. I always have. But I am straight edge, yeah. So I don't know. Vegan laundry detergent. I'm trying to remember the name. Seventh generation, I believe. Also dish detergent and stuff like that. I do have a PO box, and you can find it right on my About Me here on YouTube. And actually, I think, oh, it's right in the description of this video. So yeah, that's my PO box. Oh yeah, and Dr. Bronner's, of course. Also for shampoo and stuff, there's a brand called Phytonutrient something. I can't remember. And I tried it one year at the expo. They gave me a couple samples that I wasn't able to bring home on the plane because I had so much stuff. And it works really well. I like it. Very eco-friendly bottles, everything. So yeah. Yeah, 7th generation. That's the other. I couldn't remember the name of it, but yeah, soap nuts. Yeah, I've had those as well. What is indie and your favorite type of snack? Well, my favorite type of snack, if we're really talking about it, but if we're talking about healthier snacks, I really love clementines, blood oranges. You know what I don't like though is, where I shop and stuff, all of the oranges, all of the apples, all of the cucumbers, all of the peppers are now coated in a shellac beeswax, and that's not cool. So, yeah, even the organic ones now, and I don't like that. Indy's favorite snacks are carrots. By far, he will choose a carrot over anything. He loves carrots. In the morning, I give him some heated up sweet potato with his V-Dog food. Missins loves seeing the family. So you guys are liking I see that, there are more views than normal on my family videos. I did a taste test video with my parents not too long ago. So you guys like those videos? I guess I can keep doing them. And then obviously with taste test videos with like Katie, my niece. And I have another niece that's getting a little bit older too, that she might be able to be in them as well. Ashley says, what do you think about brands that say they are vegan and cruelty-free, but their parent company tests on animals? So there's a lot of instances like that. I think the first one I ever found out about way back in the day was when Silk got bought out. And I still think it's a good thing, when you have a vegan company. And I particularly did a video on this with Field Roast. So if you want to check out an in-depth explanation that I'm going to give for that, check out that video. But essentially, I'm happy that a non-vegan company would put so much money into acquiring a vegan company instead of doing something that was non-vegan with that money that they're putting into something. But you're seeing that a lot, and you're going to see it more and more because these non-vegan companies that have made their money all of these years through non-vegan products are seeing the future going in the vegan direction. So you're going to see, just to stay afloat, that they're going to get their hands dirty, well, clean, I would say, with vegan companies because they want to continue to, I guess it's in a certain amount of time, you're going to see some of these companies hopefully be predominantly vegan products. So that's the direction we're going. So I think it's a good thing. More and more companies doing this. You see it everywhere. Personally, I like to support my friends that have small vegan companies. If I have a choice between buying something that is, two vegan products, one from a non-vegan parent company and then one from like a small vegan company, I would always go with the smaller vegan company to support them. But I would never tell somebody not to buy something else if they're trying to go vegan, stuff like that. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on long-term vegans not having fat around their eyes, thus giving a sunken eye appearance? I don't know of any long-term vegans that have sunken eyes like that. I guess I don't know. Like, I don't know if that has anything to do with being vegan or what. Never experienced that. Let's see. Is seitan good, healthy? I don't see anything wrong with seitan. It's got, unless you're celiac and gluten intolerant, then seitan is a really good source of protein. It's what it is. It's gluten as a protein. So yeah. Field Roast was acquired by Maple Leaf or Maple Tree. Yeah. I did a whole video on them if you want to check that out afterwards. Avocado D says, we have a vegan GOT, Game of Thrones party every Sunday. Fitvine, Cab, or Pinot Gringo. I would love to be at a Game of Thrones party. I'm not caught up. I don't have HBO, and I'm 3 episodes behind on the last season. But other than that, it's one of my favorite shows. Sweet Pepper says, do you think we should be vegan fast food to vote with our dollars? I'm not sure what you're saying there. I think we should be vegan? Yeah, I'm not sure what you're trying to say. Michael says, Ottawa's having a VegFest in June. Want to come? Of course I want to. I want to go to. I wish I could go to every. I would have to find out if I can get there but I would love. Yeah, I love to go to VegFests. There's so many going on. When in June? Because in June there is Eat Drink Vegan and also Vegan Dale in Chicago. Oh, should buy. Okay. Do you think we should buy vegan fast food to vote with our dollars? Oh, you mean like how, Burger King and KFC have vegan options and stuff like that now? Yeah, I mean, supply and demand obviously states if something's going to stay or something's going to go. Um, I think it's a great option. I don't necessarily think it's geared towards vegans in every situation there. I think a company like that making a vegan option, so somebody that goes there all the time could try that out and say, oh, you know what? If this is vegan, and here I am thinking all my life that vegan food is just gross and like bland and like grass, and I just tried vegan chicken here, then maybe they'll try it. It's a slippery slope. They can try other vegan foods now, and I think vegan anywhere is a good thing. However, you're not going to catch me eating anything that was prepared. Like, you're not going to catch me eating vegan chicken that was prepared at KFC. I'm not going to do it. I'm too particular with how my food is made and like watching my food be made. Like, even if like I go to a place that I can watch them make my food, I watch them like a hawk, making sure that nothing gets cross-contaminated. Also, if I do go out to dinner, I would prefer to go to an all-vegan restaurant where I don't have to worry about something like that. But for the most part, I prepare my own meals at home. I don't usually go out to dinner unless I'm out visiting California with Cesar and we're hitting up all the vegan places, which I don't have where I live here. So for the most part, I go out to the store, get my own ingredients, and make food here. Yes, I've definitely tried the chocolate hummus. I actually have some downstairs, I believe. It's actually pretty. It sounds disgusting, but it's actually pretty good. We have a couple avocado D. We have a couple recipes for seitan in our cookbook, and they're still some of like my favorite. The sweet seitan that we use for our Philly cheesesteak, delicious. Delicious. June 15th, there's a tri-state VegFest in Edison, New Jersey. So thank you for thank Hover Boots. And June 1st is the other one in Ottawa, I believe. Yeah, Ottawa. What is the point in eating chicken substitute? Well, maybe because somebody wants to transition to going vegan and they still want that familiar food. They don't want to give something up because of the taste, but they might want to give it up for the ethical reasons. So they still love their chicken, but they don't want any part in that industry. So you make them something that replicates it, and there they go. They can still have their favorite food, but cruelty-free. So there you go. Sweet Pepper says, does being vegan inhibit your social life? If not, has it ever? Any advice for those of us where it does? It doesn't inhibit my social life at all. I guess way back in the day, I've been through situations where I was in awkward situations because of certain things. Going out to gatherings where there's nothing that's vegan, stuff like that. But nowadays, no. If I do go to like a family gathering, well, right now my family just had an all vegan Easter dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, all vegan. So for the first time in 30 years, because I went vegetarian 30 years ago, and from the day I went vegetarian, I always tried to get my parents and everybody to eat the same way, because I didn't want to see the meat, the dairy at the dinner table. I never wanted to see it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the smell of it. I didn't like being around it. So I stuck with it persistently all of those years. And finally, it took 29 years to finally get the whole family to just sit down for an all vegan dinner. But it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight, especially for family members. And even those family members that you think will never, ever be part of it. Like my dad, finally, he was cool with it. Now my dad's not a vegan, but he will eat my food now. And it took all that time to get him to do that. Certain situations, like, yeah, you could go to a party and bring your own dishes and just say like, hey, I brought my own dish. Everybody's welcome to try it out, to have it. I would say, bring some of that comfort food, like again, like the mac and cheese, that kind of thing. Some desserts too, because you can't tell nobody's going to complain if they're eating a delicious brownie or delicious chocolate chip cookies that are vegan. Nobody's going to say, well, you know what, this used vegan butter, there's no eggs in this, I'm not going to eat it. I mean, you do get people that are very stubborn like that, but they're lying to themselves and they're lying to you. I mean, the baked goods right there, you can hide a lot in baked goods and say, just make cupcakes or whatever, and people are going to eat it up and they're going to love it. It's delicious. They can't tell the difference. And then you tell them it's vegan. Oh, that's pretty good for being vegan, is what they're going to tell you. But the truth is, it's just pretty good. I remember I was working a job way back. This is back in like 2000, and it was my last day, and everybody liked me at work. So they wanted a surprise party for me, and I'm like, oh no, they're probably gonna they probably are gonna like get me a cake and stuff, which I can't eat. What am I gonna say? And sure enough, they're like, come on back in the break room. I'm like, oh man, and they did. They had a surprise cake. It wasn't vegan. And I'm thinking like, what am I going to say? What am I going to say? And like, they're like, we're going to miss you and stuff like that. And like, eat your cake. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I'm in an awkward position. So what I said was, I was like, you know what, guys, I'm so thankful that, you threw this party for me and that, I meant this much to you guys here. And, it means a lot that you went through all this to do this, but I can't eat this cake because I'm vegan and I don't eat, animal products. And you know what? I said that. Nobody was mad at me. They're like, okay, well, I'll eat it. And they grabbed it from me and they ate it. And they still had a good time. But that was like an awkward situation that I just, I told the truth and I didn't, there are some people that would feel obligated to eat something like that. And that's what I was trying not to get to, with that. But, just, you never really have to be sorry for your choices. You can be appreciative and thank people at the same time, decline the food that, they may have made you that's not vegan and just tell them why, It's a learning experience. What is the best vegan ham, by the way, says George. My favorite is the ToFit ham roast. It's really, really good. Maggie or Magic. I do like plantains. I like frying up plantains, and I do on occasion shop at some ethnic markets. I have a video of shopping at one with my Anari sushi recipe. There's a video on me shopping there and stuff, yeah. And they always seem to have the best homemade tofu. Paul wants to know, will I be at the New England VegFest? I usually go every year. I don't know if I'm going this year. I would love to go, but I don't know. Are we actually caught up on all the questions here? What else do we have? Oh, there's a VegFest in Denver in May, says Michelle. Much love from Iran, says Ash. Thank you. Right back at you from Syracuse. Grizel said, had to go to work. Thanks for watching. What does my bracelet say? I have a few of them on, actually. One of them was the Vegan Zombie bracelet that I have. This one right here is all these magical, I don't know what they are, stones. different stones for different meanings. My friend Cesar made it. He makes these, so he made that for me. It's actually got like a little skull right there. And I forget what these, what actual stones they are. This one is a Macbeth vegan. And then I got a Lost Zombies, which is a zombie bracelet. And by the way, I've had some of these on for like 7-8 years. I've never taken them off. And then this one right here is Horse Racing Wrongs. So let's see where we're at here. LA VegFest is May 5th. I don't think I'm going to be out there then. I might go to LA in June though. My Game of Thrones predictions, I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched the newest episodes because I don't have HBO. So I'm still on the last season. But I have a few, I don't know what's going on. And no spoilers. And I can't wait to watch it either. VegFest in Austin, Texas got canceled. What? How close to Craig do I live? About a 15-minute drive. Not too far. Craig's out of town right now, though. We'll be doing videos when he gets back, like we always do. And again, if you guys are just joining us, I'm going to be going live also on Thursday with John. And his buddy is doing a 24-hour stream on Twitch to a fundraise for Mockingbird Farm Sanctuary, which John and I are both members of. So we'll be talking about that. And John has some more information, so we'll be doing that Thursday night. Do I like Marvel movies? I do. I love Marvel. You know, I have a couple stories. So when I was like my first day of kindergarten, my dad asked me, well, Chris, what do you want to do? Like before I ran to the bus, Chris, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I want to be a professional baseball player and football, which I don't want to be anymore. Football player, Spider-Man, and an astronaut. Spider-Man was my favorite. And when I was like 4 or 5, this is like way back in the day, he brought me to the New York State Fair, and he's got this all on movie film. And there was Lou Ferrigno, the guy, if you guys don't know who Lou Ferrigno is, he plays the original Incredible Hulk, all dressed up like the Incredible Hulk at a vendor table. You know, he was there to meet and greet people. And my dad brought me there because I loved the Incredible Hulk. I would watch it, but come on, I was like 4 years old and I knew the damage that the Hulk could do. So my dad, said, come on over, let's go meet him. And I'm like, I'm not going any further. I know what he can do. And I stayed about a good 20 to 30 feet away. And I just watched the Incredible Hulk from a distance. Because you wouldn't like him when he gets angry. So anyway, that's my back in the day Marvel stories. I like all the superheroes though. So Spider-Man was always my favorite, but then I learned about Wolverine and I'm like, oh, come on, can I be Spider-Man or Wolverine? I just love that Wolverine is so indestructible too. But if I could choose two different powers from, now we're getting there. If I could choose two different powers, I'd probably choose, and I don't know if this other one, I don't think this other one is Marvel, but if I could choose two different powers, I would probably pick Wolverine and Jumper. I would want to just like, boom, teleport anywhere in the world I wanted, at any time I wanted, but also like Wolverine's like indestructibleness. Yeah. Because if you were too powerful like Dr. Manhattan or something, it just wouldn't be fun. Life, you'd be able to do that's just no fun. You got to have a little bit of a challenge. Anyway, now we're getting all these what ifs. We could do a whole video on that. Sweet Pepper says, you and John inspired me to volunteer at my local sanctuary. That's awesome. What's your local, you want to give a shout out to your local sanctuary? What is it? LOL at the Hulk story, Punchy Logan. What's the next family taste test? We'll have to find out. Got to figure out what we have. They love it. They love doing the taste test now. And I'm really sorry about those other videos. My lens was broken. But my last video, we used Craig's camera, and I uploaded at a higher quality. So that's a good video. We'll have to do another one of those soon. My next video probably is a video with John, though. Jessica says that's the cutest story. I wanted to be Wonder Woman. I loved Wonder Woman too. I used to watch it back in like the late 70s. Yeah, I'm old, but I loved Wonder Woman. There's a movie of me waking up on Christmas morning getting like a Wonder Woman. I think it was a puzzle, and I'm like, Wonder Woman, and the Incredible Hulk stretch monster. Do you guys remember Stretch Monster? Oh my God. I wish I had one of those right now. Wolverine Halloween costume. My hair is too long to be Wolverine. Cody's third pick is Storms. Miss Cirrus says, I'm already a superhero. I wish. Let's do the video on what if. We should do a what ifs, yeah. Have I traveled out of the U.S. as a vegan? Yes, I did. I did my book tour in Germany, and I went all over the entire country. That was a fun story. And then I've been to Canada. I live right by the border. And I've been to Costa Rica, Panama, the Caribbean, some U.S. territories. Like, I've been to so many places when I was on the vegan cruise too. So yeah. But other than that, Rescued Friends Animal Sanctuary, Fort Collins, Colorado. So shout out to them. Is it okay to take a multivitamin? Yeah, I would say if you're going to take a multivitamin, a vegan multivitamin a day, that's fine. Timothy says, thanks from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We could really, like, maybe in the next stream, or maybe even this stream, like, I have some, like, what ifs that, like, are really cool. And, like, okay, so this is one thing. This has nothing to do with being vegan or anything like that. But I was talking to my parents, and we were talking about the good old days and stuff like that. And I said, Mom and Dad, I said, what if? I think we already talked about this. I think we already did a live stream about this. I said, what if me right now, went back in time to when I was just a little kid, like when I was like 2 or 3 years old, and I met you guys. I'm like, do you think I could convince you guys that I was your son in the future? Or do you think I would be crazy? And I was like, try to think about how things were back then and how you were. And my dad seems to think that I could probably convince him with the right information. My mom would probably call the police on me. But yeah, that's pretty. I love thinking about those kind of things, like time travel and stuff. Would I rather give up hummus or nooch? Probably hummus. I don't really, when I first went vegetarian and then vegan, I ate a lot of hummus, and I think I hummused myself out, whereas, Noah Craig loves hummus, but he's kind of a newer vegan, and I don't really, hummus, yeah, every once in a while I'll grab some hummus, but it's not like a go-to thing for me these days. Marina wants to be Hawkeye for real. I'm not really too familiar with Hawkeye's. He's just really precision as far as shooting arrows and stuff? All right. I think we're all caught up here. Yeah. What's my favorite dessert to get from vegan treats? Usually they're soft serve ice cream, but I love their cannolis. Now here's the thing. I've never had a cannoli before I was vegan, and then I never even had a cannoli when I was vegan until just a few years ago. I was actually in line there with the owner of Eden, a vegan cafe. It's a vegan restaurant out in Scranton, Pennsylvania. His name's Christian, and he said, "You've never had a cannoli?" So he bought a bunch of them, and he gave me one of them, and I was like, "Oh!" And then after I became friends with Danielle, the owner of Vegan Treats, every time I'd go there, she'd like have like a whole box of them ready for me, and I love them all. I love the regular ones, the chocolate covered ones. Vegan Treats is an amazing bakery. But also the peanut butter bombs and the Boston cream filled donuts, and I could keep going. But yeah, Vegan Treats. They are located in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. What are my go-to quick meals? Pizzas, burritos, burrito bowls, rice bowls, quinoa bowls, and smoothies. Smoothie is an entire meal for me. Every morning I'll have a smoothie. If I was a zombie, would I rather eat people or animals? Well, if I was a zombie, I probably wouldn't know what I was doing. But if I could continue to think as a zombie, maybe a vegan zombie, then I would continue to eat vegan things. Do you suggest a microdiscectomy surgery? I mean, I can't tell anybody what to do for that, but I actually had one of those surgeries. Kaio Vic is asking this question, and it's because I had sciatica for 2 years, and it was horrendous. It diminished my quality of life, and it was constant pain. There wasn't a second that went by of that 2 years that I wasn't in pain. So I was told by the doctor after trying so many different things, therapy, all kinds of different things, that that's how I was going to live the rest of my life, or I could have this microdiscectomy. So I reluctantly said yes. I can't live like this. I feel like I'm 90 years old and ready to die here. I couldn't do so many things. So I got the surgery, and it was the best thing that I had done that year. I remember going home and just laying in bed and looking up at the ceiling and just started laughing and smiling at myself. I'm just like, I'm not in pain, and I can, straighten both my legs and lay in my bed. So, I mean, there was nights that I had to like crawl out of bed and like I was almost in tears. That's how much pain it was living with sciatica. I mean, there's different levels of sciatica. I had the worst of the worst for sciatica. Usually sciatica goes away on its own, but I had the worst. It was not going away, and it went all the way from my back, my lower back, all the way down to my heel and my right leg. So it sucked. But yeah, so because of that, yeah, I would recommend it if you're in the same situation that I was in. It was the best thing that I could have done. And I'm very careful now. I don't lift super heavy things with my back. I try to sit with decent posture and stuff. Okay, I got some. Marina likes that he's a family man, a badass archer, perfect dad by night, and obsessed with archery. That's cool. I used to make my own bow and arrows. Well, at least my own bows. I still have one that I made when I was like 13. What is my favorite vegan protein powder to use in my smoothies? I always use 22 Days Nutrition. I like all the flavors are good, but I tend to go with either the vanilla or the strawberry. They also have chocolate, which is weird because I'm not usually a berry kind of smoothie guy, but the strawberry is really good. You guys are making me so hungry. Do I eat maple syrup? Yes. Pure maple syrup I'll use as a sweetener. I've stopped using other things. Mainly when I went on the Esselstyn diet, I started using the maple syrup as a sweetener. I don't use a ton of it, but every once in a while I'll use that as a sweetener. That girl at OKC, what does OKC stand for, may I ask? Oklahoma City. Did there not used to be two zombies? What happened to the bald guy? You have to go over to his channel. We did an entire video for that. But yeah, he was the face of my show when we first started, John. And if you go to my main page on my YouTube page, over on the featured channels, you'll see just John. So I helped him make his own channel, and I think the second video there will explain everything. Okay, what else do we have? Yeah, Indy's back. He's right over there. What do I think about sunflower seed? I think it's vegan. And a lot of people use it for not having allergens and stuff like that. There's sunflower seed butter and stuff like that. I don't like it as much, but it is an option out there. Are any oils healthy? Well, according to Dr. Esselstyn, no oils are healthy. But especially I used to think that coconut oils were, but it turns out that they were the most in saturated fats. So I stay away from the coconut oils like crazy. I don't cook with any oils these days. But everything really has oils. If you crushed the nuts, like walnuts and stuff like that, there's oils in them, and I will eat those. So I just don't add extra oil to stuff. But from what I know, oils that are healthier than other oils would be stuff like olive oil. Do I like video games? I grew up with video games. Yeah. I was around before video games, and I was around when the first video games came out, and then I still have my original Pac-Man cartridge. I loved Zelda when it came out, but I also loved playing the actual dice and paper Dungeons and Dragons. So when I finally found the online game EverQuest, I fell in love with that. I played EverQuest for years, and then I played Warcraft, and Warcraft was another one that I played probably way too much. But now I don't play any. I didn't play any games for the 10 years that I created. Once I created the Vegan Zombie, I stopped playing video games. That's what I'm trying to say. And the Vegan Zombie is now 10 years old, so I just started playing just for a hobby, Warcraft again. I haven't played since December, but in the month of December I started playing a little bit because I felt like it. I had a Warcraft nostalgia. I wanted to play, so. And I was thinking about doing that on my Twitch. I want to start doing. I know. But I need to start, doing this Twitch and trying it out and seeing what happens with it. I can do more of these live streams on Twitch where I feel like a lot of people don't like the live streams on the YouTube as much. At least that's what I'm being told when I see hundreds of people unsubscribing from me when I do live streams. So that sounds really good. Gonna eat some apples with some natural crunchy peanut butter. Oh my God, that sounds good right now. What do I think about vegans with non-vegan jobs? Well, did they already have the job before they went vegan? Or are they longtime vegans that are doing non-vegan jobs? I've worked at non-vegan jobs in the past, a long time ago. Obviously, I would never work at a non-vegan job these days. But when I was a newbie little vegan, many years ago, I worked at different food restaurants and stuff like that. But yeah, like I think that once people go vegan, then they end up seeing the hypocrisy behind it. Like how can you cook non-vegan food if you're a vegan? Stuff like that. But yeah. I do know that when I'm looking at the camera, I'm not looking at you. I'm reading over on this screen everything that everybody's saying, and then I'm looking over the camera so I can appear to be looking at you, even though I can't see any of you. Lee the Miller says, big shout out to the best vegan deli in the UK, Be Kind Kitchen, Peterborough. Never heard of it, but I wouldn't mind checking that place out someday. How do I not burn my food without cooking without oil? Well, there's tricks to that. There's the air fryer. That's great. The air fryer is great. But if I'm like pan frying something, I might use a little bit of veggie stock, something like that. Sometimes even like some hot sauce, like when I'm cooking tofu. There are different things that you can do. Who is a vegan that I admire? Moby is a longtime vegan, and I've always liked Moby from even before I knew he was vegan. So I think he's doing some great things. Yeah, that's something that I could never do. I could never, as a vegan, cook or buy something for somebody else that wasn't vegan. And I remember way back in the day, I'd be at the store and my mom would say, you're at the store. Can you bring me some milk or eggs?" And I'm like, "Sorry, Mom, I can bring you some vegan milk, and I'm not going to bring you eggs or real milk or cow's milk or anything like that." She gets so mad at me, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. It's the same for me as like I'm also straight edge, so I wouldn't buy somebody alcohol, and they're like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not doing it." So yeah, nobody asks me that kind of stuff anymore. They know that I will not buy something that's not vegan. I would love to go to Russia someday. I don't know where, but it's a very big country. Yeah, Marina, I would love to go to a veg fest in Russia. I got to learn the language first. I started teaching myself Russian a long time ago, and I can't speak any Russian, but I was learning the alphabet. That was where you start. Vegan sushi. Vegan sushi is delicious. In fact, Anari is my favorite vegan sushi, and I have a recipe for it on my YouTube channel. Check it out. Anari sushi. I don't either, no. No cigarettes. Best straight edge band. My favorite was Shelter, although I don't know if they're straight edge anymore. I don't know if Porcel is. But yes, Shelter was my favorite. And also Earth Crisis. Earth Crisis is actually from here, from Syracuse. Have I tried any vegan deli meat slices for? Yeah. I mean, tofurkey is probably one of the most well known. There's Light Life. There's the Eves, Field Roast. Any suggestions for vegan jobs besides ones in restaurants? I haven't really thought about it. Before this, I was an investigator, and then I just created my own job here, what I do now. So I don't know. I mean, obviously there are different vegan restaurants these days. It wasn't very common back in the day, but. Hi Cat Charlie, just dropping in. Watch out for the Russian cow blood candy bar. I will not eat that. What's my favorite food? Probably, I guess it all depends. What kind of food am I thinking about? Am I thinking sweet or savory? If I'm thinking savory, it's probably something to do with pizza or tacos or something. And then if it's sweet, it's always going to be chocolate, particularly Vago. I don't eat these very often. In fact, I never really get to get these, but a friend gave this to me, so I have one. But I'm trying to eat a little bit healthier now, so I'm not going to be eating it for a while. What's the first vegan processed food I remember seeing in stores? Oh, man. Tofurkey came out years after. Or did it? I don't remember. It was probably. I don't remember what the first one was, but I remember eating a lot of Tofutti cuties, the Tofutti little ice cream sandwiches. Vegan, I believe Vegenaise came out after I was vegan, 95. Which it's actually pronounced Vegenaise, but come on, Vegenaise sounds way better. I talked about the Impossible update earlier on in this video. What do I think about a vegan forcing someone that can't eat veggies for medical conditions to give that person a hard time? Because, well, I don't ever think anybody forcing anybody to do anything is good. And that's why I never force anybody or push any issue. I kind of try to do that through my videos to just kind of educate and inspire people to want to do that. But I would never force anybody to do something that they didn't want to do. So peanut butter cups. Peanut butter cups are one of my favorites as well. Any vegan chocolate candies? Yeah, I would say vegan. Unreal Candies has a vegan M&Ms, different kinds like peanut ones and stuff. Just make sure you read it because they have several of them, but they have one that's not vegan, and they also have a bunch of peanut butter cups and almond butter cups and crispy ones, and just look at those too because there's also one that's not vegan. Justin's dark chocolate peanut butter cups are really good, and they are vegan. Almond butter and cashew butter ones as well. Would I ever consider creating a social event where we can try all your creations? That sounds cool. That sounds fun. I don't know. I don't know where we would do it, but yeah, maybe. Me and John have been talking about doing some vegan pop-ups, vegan, just making some vegan food and having, people come in, like almost like a restaurant kind of style, like pop-ups that we don't really have a restaurant, but we just do it. What was the other thing here? Tofuti cream. Do you guys remember back in the day, So Delicious was actually called Soy Delicious? They changed the name on me overnight. I'm like, what? Why did Tofurkey quit making their jerky? I don't know, but the next time I go to an expo or something and I see them, I'm going to ask them that question. Oh, Marina. Okay, I'm going to be there. I'm going to get a ticket to go to Russia and have some Oatly ice cream. I've never had it, and it just sounds really good, and Oatly is really good. Thoughts on non-fair trade vegan chocolate? The Food Empowerment Program, the Food Empowerment Project, is actually a website where you can go and you can find out all the fair trade chocolates. So if you have a choice to buy a fair trade chocolate and non-fair, go with the fair trade chocolate. How do I feel about impossible testing on animals? I don't like it. And I talked to them about this. They didn't want to do a video with me at the time that we were doing this. But I brought it up to them. Currently, they do not test on animals, but they can't guarantee that they won't test on animals again in the future. And I don't like that. They're making a superior product, and but so are other companies, and other companies are doing it ethically. So yeah. Why are some vegans so pale? Well, I guess I would say, why are some non-vegans so pale? For me, personally, we got the lights on me, so I'm not as pale as I look right now. However, I have fair skin. I'm Irish. I burn easily, and I don't really go out in the sun that much. I'm kind of a vampire, for real. Like I just, and it's been winter here where I live, so there's not a lot to go out and sit in the sun, So, and if I do stay in the sun, I will be very red. Hi, M. Gardner. Greetings from Minneapolis. Ooh, you have the herbivorous butcher out there. Yeah, all the snow is gone here in Syracuse. It was, I think, 70 today. Was it like 70 degrees today? How long have we been on? All right, we're gonna have to wrap this up. Let me see what the temperature is right now. It was 78 today. It's 63 now, and I guess it's raining out. I did not know it was raining. Oh, Michelle, awesome. Oli is in your supermarket. Beyond Meat does not test on animals. Winter hopefully is over here, but you never know. It could be 80 degrees one day and then 30 the next here in Syracuse. Do I ever go to San Francisco? I haven't been in a while, but I did go there a few years ago. I like it. I like San Francisco, but the thing is I'm usually in LA, and it's not like a quick drive away. It's a little ways away. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this live stream. Go ahead and give me that thumbs up so we get a little. So I don't know if we have any. Yeah, and then you can see. You can come back here at a later time and watch anything you may have missed. I have links in the description below for the vegan cuts box that I showed you guys at the beginning of this video. It's almost like 2 videos ago, don't even remember. It was so long ago. And I will be doing another live stream Thursday night with John, and hopefully I'll get another video posted by then as well. So thank you guys. Watch out for zombies, and we'll see you guys next time.